Hello everyone, I'm back again and I'm here to edit another essay done by the same student who I'll be referring to as 6JK or JK as I do not want to reveal his name. So let's get right to it. So this is a I guess a personal eyewitness story, historical event or just an interesting story he has to tell that he has witnessed previously. This is very similar to the personal story, but I guess it can be considered similar, but I still count it as something different. So let's get right to it. I'm gonna start reading off the essay, and I'm gonna kind of like edit some things. I already pre-graded everything, so I'm just going to show you what I think, and I'll kind of justify why I graded it that way. So it took about a 2-hour drive because my cousin lives in Tustin. Now this was straight out. This is a great start. What I really want from JK, right, my student right here, is to add an introduction. This is a good introduction, but if you had a beginning sentence to kind of start off the essay, would be great. So take note of this, JK, and please, I want you to write an introduction. This is really good though. As soon as we got there, I unpacked and started playing. So you can add a comment here. This is not bad either. It's okay. I make a lot of mistakes too. We had a fun time. Oh, make sure you capitalize. We had a fun time, and luckily I was going to spend a couple days there, so I thought I would have fun. Fun the upcoming days. Now you can add fun in the upcoming days. So this is a pretty good start, and I really like this paragraph already. That night I stayed up till 12. Whoa, okay, that's actually I actually did that too, so can't really say anything. The next day I was dead tired. Oh, okay. I make this mistake too when I type. So you can add dead tired. I'm sure you were trying to say dead tired, but you mistyped it. That's fine. It's not really a problem. We decided to get our walk done. It's fine. Work done first, so we can either play on our phones or just play something else together. We had a blast that day too, so make sure you also capitalize. That's fine too. We wanted to go swimming, but my grandma and grandpa said we should go later on in the day when it's less hot. We decided not to go swimming because we were going to play games anyway. Haha, me too. We played for an hour. Oh, make sure we played for an hour. But then we went to go play with the dog she has over there. So I'm not really sure who you're referring to for she. So make sure when I want you to edit this, I want you to kind of clarify on this. But this is also fine. The dogs. Oh, make sure you put an apostrophe like this. So the thing with this is when you're referring to a single, I guess, possessive, you can put a apostrophe here. But sometimes if it's multiple, I usually do this. So this also makes grammatical sense. I was actually shocked when I first learned this. The dogs' names are Pixie and Carb. They are sisters and are both poodles. Make sure you add the P. I'm not really accustomed to dog species, so also student, tell me if I was right or wrong, but I'm gonna keep it as poodles for now, unless you fix it for me. Pixie is older in age, but Carb is bigger and heavier, so you don't really need to capitalize B, so you can just do this. It's fine. Pixie comes in at 12 pounds, but Carb comes at 15 pounds. Good third paragraph. I liked it. The next day we were all pumped because of the good night's sleep we got. You can also put an apostrophe S here because of the good night's sleep we all got. We were also excited about the movie we were going to watch. We decided to do what we did yesterday and do our work in the morning, so we won't have it's fine. We won't have to do our work later on that day. I make that mistake too. Soon it came time for the movie. Make sure you capitalize the A here. After we watch the movie, you can put a comma here if you'd like, but I prefer a comma there. It was about 11:56. Make sure you put PM. was about 11:06. Make sure you also put a comment there too. So we got in bed. I slept in the couch in the room, all in their room. All okay. So this kind of confuses. This kind of confuses me. I'm going to assume this. You meant to say their room. They live in a pretty big house. Wow. This is a good call. Parentheses here and fell asleep. Oh, there's a space here. You know that it's fine. The next day was the day where I leave. So you can also add where I would. Oh, sorry, I'm being fart. The next day was the day where I would leave. You can do that, or I was going to leave. That also makes sense. But for making things simple, I'm gonna say I would leave. Since that day I was leaving, I didn't have any work. We did the exact opposite and played game in the morning. Oh, you should add an S here, so it makes it a little more sense. Play games in the morning. I got to play extra because my cousins still had to do their work. We didn't get into the pool. Oh, I'm sure it meant pool. Pool, but they were moving to a better house, which had a diving board and a bigger pool. Whoa, okay, that's interesting. That day, I basically did nothing but play. After I got home and went to bed, and woke up remembering the time I spent at my cousin's house. Make sure you put an apostrophe between the N and the S here. Cousin's house. Make sure you do a comma instead of a period. I felt sad. So make sure you can also put a period here. I felt sad. Okay, sorry. Give me a moment. I have a big brain fart right now. That day I basically did nothing to play. After I got home, I went to bed and woke up remembering the time. Oh, okay, so coming back, yeah, you actually don't need to be here. My bad, I'm very sorry. I felt sad. You can remove the I left, but if you wanna still leave it there, you can, I guess, make that whole thing into another sentence. That's up to you. I felt sad, but then I remembered I was going back next week. So I am not in my right mind. I'm sorry, but yeah, I forgot to add AM here. So yeah, that's about it. Alright, so this is what how I graded it. I might go through a little, I guess, changes, but no matter what, this was a really good essay by the student. There was a lot of improvement I saw within the second essay compared to the first essay. So it's really well developed. I have to give it that. At that age, I wouldn't be able to develop a story as well as that, so I have to give it a 5. It brings out the details, and it's very well organized and well developed as it goes chronologically perfectly. Provides a lot of details, and that's what I really enjoyed. Now, so for coherence and organization, I'm going to give it a 4.5. Originally, I was going to give it a 4, but some of the mistakes here were really minimal that I really couldn't give it a 4 and rather give it a better score than originally, because there's not like severe mistakes that were made in terms of coherence and like, I guess, how fluent it was within the story. So I really enjoyed that. Fluency, there was some mistakes, so I had to cut it off. I'm very sorry, but I'm sure you can do better than this, right? And for vocabulary and expression, proper, I have nothing to say, just, sorry, make sure you also, more vocabulary, that's what I want from you. That's the only reason why I gave you 4. Grammar, okay, so I'm going to, okay, so I'm kind of tied between a 4 and a 3, so I'm just going to put 4/3, or maybe 4.4 or 3.5. Mainly because there was a lot more errors I noticed while I was recording right now. But nonetheless, I'm going to keep it at a 4. But next time, if you do this, I will not give you. I won't be a little. I won't be lenient with it. Just kidding. I just want. How do I put it? So for my comments, I'm gonna have to say intro needed. I guess more vocab. When you're writing the essay, I recommend you use things like thesaurus, am I spelling that right? .com. I don't know how to spell thesaurus, I'm really sorry. Go to this website, it's yeah, there we go. Thesaurus.com. It's a very good website. It helps you use different words that mean the same thing. Kind of makes your essay a little more expanded. Oh, also make sure you use dictionary. So not all the time, but also use I recommend that you use dictionary if you want to kind of expand on your vocab. You can also ask me for more things like how can I use certain expressions or certain vocabulary in certain situations. Grammar was your weakest point, but nonetheless it was still good. I liked every part of your essay. And now going back to your subscore, 4.5444. Now 5 plus 4.5, 9.5, 13.5, 17.5, 21.5. And your total score is at 21.5. Awesome job. I have nothing more to say, but I will now have to say, I want you to take this essay and take what I told you, fix it in your own way, add more onto it, such as, like, obviously I said before, an introduction, a bigger introduction than this. This is really good, but I want a bigger one, so it becomes, like, perfect. With the things I tell you, I want you to apply them. Don't make, like, a new essay, just edit the essay that you sent me, student. So, yeah, that's it, and I'm really thankful for how much you've improved in, like, the last few weeks. Wow, this is incredible. Thank you. Student, make sure you fix this essay and send it to me again. I'm looking forward to your next essay, and I will see you soon.